What? Nintendo? Oh yeah, that's right everybody. Sega Genesis being reviewed by the North Country Nerd. Yes. So everybody, the Sega Genesis, the year was 1989. The NES dominated everything. Sega couldn't get a foothold with the Master System. But then, the Genesis got released. So, the Sega Genesis, the first 16-bit system. Man, pretty cool, huh? That's what you'd see ads like that, like typing it up, like does what Nintendo don't. You know what I mean? Like blast processing because it's supposed to run so much faster. It's not even a real term, but they used it in videos. That is what they did. I love the Sega Genesis, not as much as the Super Nintendo, and I'll give you my reasons why. Okay, so for the reasons why I don't, well, I don't like it as much as Super Nintendo's because, well, we didn't get one until like at a garage sale when I was like I already played Super Nintendo for like 2 years. You know, I was like, and my brother like just got a Saturn. I only got this just because I wanted a Sega. So, yep. I mean, it's good and all. I remember I played Streets of Rage and infamous Shaq Fu and whatnot, which, oh my god, wow. And Super Street Fighter 2 was my main game though. Like fighting games as a kid was my main type of game when I was like really small. Mainly because I love Mortal Kombat so much, so I played Super Street Fighter 2 all the time on my Genesis. So, I mean, I didn't have two. I had hockey, Sonic the Hedgehog. I played a lot, and mainly Sonic 2 though that I played the most. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and that was about it though. Like I said, it's a great system and all. I think I had the regular. It came with a 3-button controller, and I had that. But I also at the garage sale they sold it with a 6-button controller, which was 10 times better. The 6-button controller is a must need if you're going to play a fighting game like Super Street Fighter 2 or even Mortal Kombat on the Genesis. There's no way. I mean, like if, however. You need a few things, though. I say, if I was to collect on this, I kind of want to get a Sega CD to play Mortal Kombat CD, because I heard the graphics were better than the Super Nintendo's graphics, and it had a CD quality soundtrack. It would just be cool to play old school Mortal Kombat, you know, with the blood, since the Super Nintendo, which I played a lot, as you remember from my last video I told you about, didn't have the blood in there because Nintendo at the time didn't want that much gore and whatnot. But the Sega Genesis did if you could get the code entered in. But there was like things with the Sega Genesis version I played a little bit. I didn't like Scorpion and Sub-Zero had the same pose. You know, Scorpion's supposed to be like this, but in the arcade, you know, Sub-Zero's standing with a stance like this. He's like, you know what I mean? Kind of like that. And but the Sega Genesis version, for some reason, had the same, had them have the same stance. I don't know what was up with that. And, like, there was a lot of sounds missing. The backgrounds looked a little bit more detailed. Like, they put, like, not more detail. I say the graphics still look better on a Super Nintendo version, but they look more, there's more stuff going on in the background, I guess you should say. So, you know, I mean, even though they're not as good graphics, but there's still more going on. So that was like a little bit. But so I heard, like I said, but like I heard in the Spike Pit, in the Sega CD version, actually have the bodies like the arcade did. So it'd be cool to go, maybe find the Sega CD and get Mortal Kombat CD, collect that, and you know, put it on here and see if we can ever work and get the 6-button controller going and play that again. And the best part is Mortal Kombat X released today, so I guess it's good that I'm talking about Mortal Kombat in these videos. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 I had. They were pretty fun. Sonic Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Super Street Fighter 2. I had NHL Hockey. You know, it was pretty fun stuff to do back then. Like I said, I didn't enjoy it as much as Super Nintendo because we had the Super Nintendo first. But it's a good system. So on a rating, I'm going to give it a 3.5. You're almost up there to Super Nintendo standards, but you just didn't quite make it this time, Sega. Alrighty. Thanks for watching.